Okay. Right. This will be an interesting one. This will be dedicated to my future husband, Luigi. So this is for Luigi. Actually, I'm going to start with full colour. But this is going to be for Luigi. My beautiful husband that I'm hoping, husband to be. We're not married yet, so he's not my husband yet. But I love him dearly, and I know we're going to get married sometime, hopefully soon. I'm hoping. Oh, fuck off, Konica. And you see, this is really annoying when I can't properly press the buttons. If I was in an office and I was being bullied by my boss to get the job out, and this happens, it's just going to add to the stress levels exponentially. So that Konica Minolta, it's like it's meant to fail so that people get upset. For some reason, capitalist people, or piggies, and they're not people really, I call them piggies, as in those pink little animals with a funny-looking snout and a curly tail at the end, often used to make bacon and ham and pork and spit on the spit, often roasted on the spit, crackling. These are the kind. That's what I see them as, animals that are called pigs, that are often used in that fashion. I've got no respect for them, the bitches, and that counts for Konica Minolta especially. And I have to use their equipment because otherwise I wouldn't have anything to use. But anyway, Rome is the theme, and that's a really nice image there of this Roman statue of some descript. But basically Luigi is Italian, so he could relate to this, and I want to make him a very happy husband because I love him dearly. I love Luigi, and the name Luigi is just so Italian as well. You can't get much more Italian than that, really. He's beautiful. He's a beautiful man, and I'm dedicating this demo to him. So let's see. Whoa, that looks interesting. You can just see the eyes. I'm wondering if we're going to make something else or if we're going to keep this. But yeah, interesting. But basically, yeah, I love my little Weege. I call him Weege for short. He's beautiful. He's the most adorable little thing I've ever known. And I just can't see anything else more beautiful than him. I just love him so much. And I wish other people could also enjoy their partners. I wish there wasn't so many divorces and domestic violence. I wish there wasn't much of that. I wish relationships could go well for everyone. I feel sorry for people who find themselves in trouble with their spouses, in domestic violence and shit like that. I really hate the way it's become that way, that most people's relationships end up as domestic violence. I really don't like it. That's going to... We're not going to use this for anything, so we're just throwing it in the recycle. And we just get... This looks really good. That little bit would be nice if we chopped it off, but I think we're just going to leave it. We're going to make this into a... It's going to turn into red anyway with this dual colour thingamajig, so we're going to turn it into a dual colour job. But basically, Luigi's a man I can trust. He's not into domestic violence and shit like that. He'd rather... He would look after me before he looked after himself. Like, when it comes to the bedroom, for example, sorry to get too personal here, but he's the kind of man that would take more care of my body as a wife than he takes care of his own body. He loves me that much that he doesn't want to hurt me in any way. So this looks really good as is, but we're going to make it look different. And basically, I love him dearly, and I know he loves me dearly, but he is a man who wants to do everything pretty well, as close to right as possible without being absolutely perfect. He accepts that he's not going to be perfect, but he doesn't want to use that as an excuse to do anything. Like, he's not going to say, look, I'm not perfect, so therefore I can bash you and I can smash you and I can rape you and molest you. That's not acceptable, and Luigi's not going to do that kind of shit. And that's the thing. And that's another thing. People, it's hard to win the trust of people this day and age because most people do take advantage of other people and basically, yeah. And domestic violence has become such a terrible thing, and so many women fleeing from their husbands into uncertainty, and especially when they've got little children in tow. So it's not acceptable, but that's the hard thing. A lot of women put their trust in the wrong kind of men and find themselves in these predicaments. And, and it's really sad that we have to have it seems like we have to have so much of this domestic fucking violence because men just don't... there's a certain way of growing up and there's a certain way of conducting your life. I cannot say how to do that now. I do hope that if you see me on YouTube, maybe with Luigi, we can give tips to married couples. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to promote how a relationship should be, but love is meant to be the key ingredient. You got to have love in a relationship, otherwise. Now I forgot to switch on the mirror image. Sorry, but basically, how should I put it? It's like I wish I could just give you guys the secrets to my success, but the thing is, I haven't even married my Luigi yet. I haven't married him yet, but for some reason I can trust him. And I've had problems with trust in the past because I've been out with other men who I should never had been out with in the first place. And yes, I've been abused, so domestic violence has happened to me. Not so much the punching and the kicking, but it's like sexual molestation or sexual abuse is still considered domestic abuse. Financial abuse is called domestic abuse. And I had the last person I had a relationship with a very long time ago, he abused me financially. So that would be classified as a form of domestic violence. It's not always punching and kicking and pulling of hair and all that sort of shit. It's to do with finances. It's to do with all sorts of things. Now, I give Luigi the power of being the head of the house, right? Because in my philosophy, I've decided to give the man the power of running the house. But that doesn't mean he's allowed to abuse me. But I trust him. For some reason, I'm able to trust this guy, Luigi, even though I've had problems with other men in the past and I've never had a good relationship, apart from this one with Luigi, which I haven't seen him for a while. But basically, I trust Luigi and I love him dearly. He's the kind of man that I can put my life into his hands. He's nothing like the abusers that I've been with. So I've experienced abuse and had my doubts about having a man run my life. But still, basically, I've found the right person. And I just hope that more people can find the right person themselves because it's very important. But anyway, enough about that. I think that's my 2 cents for the day. Gotta go.